Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the last Sunday in January, can you believe it? It's like, whoa, where did January go? I mean, granted, it's an almost full week still, but it's it's coming up quick. Um, hmm. So we've got a lot to go over today. Um, we've got a small bit of haul. We've got whip updates, we've got homework, we've got February goals, etc., etc. So, without further ado, let's dive right on in. Oh, how is everybody? Forgot to ask. Good, glad to hear that. All right, so let's start with the Q&A. Sarah Contento says, I'm newish to cross stitch. I wanted to know how I would go about making a working copy of my cross stitch pattern, especially if I need a powerful magnifier to read it and the pages overlap. The person probably best equipped to answer that question for you would be Aaron the Blind Stitcher. He does floss tube. He's blind in one eye and has, I think, only about 10% vision in the other. So he actually would really be in a good position to be able to assist you there. So I would definitely ask him. My recommendation would be getting a tablet that would allow you to zoom. And then you could take, if you've got PDF patterns, then it'll automatically be doable. But if you've got paper patterns, then you can always take the picture on your tablet and blow it up that way. So that would be my suggestion, but I would definitely reach out to him because I think he would probably have better answers for you. All right. Anna Jane, thank you for linking me to Susan Bates's Etsy shop. That's actually really awesome to find. Unfortunately, it's none of the patterns that I've seen that I really like, but that's okay. At least there I can reach out to her and go, hey, is this ever going to be available? Ivy Kruger asks, since I'm cutting my Wizard of Oz piece short, will I do the red little border right across? And the answer is yes. I'm just going to carry that little bit over, and then bada bing, bada boom, it's done. Yay! And her next question, she says, I don't understand the Three Musketeers reading the book and doing a stitching piece, and it's part of the big stitching piece of the Pride and Prejudice piece you're doing. And the answer is not quite. Good question, though. Because maybe I haven't explained it as well. What it is with Stitching Book Club, she designs a specific sampler for each book. So, Pride and Prejudice is its own sampler. Three Musketeers is its own sampler. She has since designed, and I've already bought it, a logo pattern. So let's see, I can show you what it looks like. Where's my drop? There's Dropbox. Come on, load up. Okay, so there's the logo pattern. So my plan is that I'll stitch the logo pattern, and then eventually we'll build a collage wall around it of the different samplers. So you do read the book as you're stitching the sampler. I read the first chapter last night. I enjoyed it. It was much easier to follow, honestly, than Pride and Prejudice was, but I enjoyed it. And I've got like a month to read 15 chapters in, so I'm not trying to just barrel on through it. So, that's how it works. So each sampler is its own piece. It's all under the Stitching Book Club heading, but each sampler is its own piece. And in a little bit, I'll show you sort of what I've got done. I've almost got part one of Three Musketeers done. So you can sort of see by comparison that, no, they're not going to be all the same, but they're going to thematically link. Krista Grammer says, I will be doing the Stitch Niche Sal too. Oh, I hope that answers your question, Ivy. If not, ask more, because I'm always happy to answer. Back to Krista. I will be doing the Stitch Niche Sal too, waiting for the package to arrive. Did you pick DMC or Silk? I chose the DMC because it was like half the price. Tiffany Dye, as I showed, I did not ditch the homework. And honestly, it wasn't so much that I was ditching the homework. I needed to find a way to make the homework work within my own monthly goals. So, there, again, will still probably be penalty stitches, but that's what we're going with. And I am supposedly doing the individual challenges, although I have yet to complete one. So, there you go. I may end up not doing any of the individual challenges between the homework and the extra credit. That may be all I do. And that was it for the Q&A. So not a lot of Q&A today. But please feel free to drop questions, because I love questions. Alright, so next up, some haul. Alright, so when I was at Stitch Niche, I bought, and I'll show you the other needle minder. I ended up picking a different needle minder than this one, but it's a Kelmscott Design needle minder. It's a Tudor Rose, and I'm gonna say I bought it potentially for Three Musketeers, but I decided I'm gonna save it for, I think, Secret Garden. I'll show you the one I am using. I picked up the last part of Words to Live By. So, I have all 13 parts now. And I'm not even done with the first part. We're not going to talk about that. The goal is have this one finished by the middle of next year. Because, like I said, I think once I get done with the middle one part, the rest is going to pretty much fly by. So, hopefully. Fingers crossed. These. Alright, then I got this super cute pattern. It's called The Princesses of Evil Celebrate Christmas, and it's by Les Petits Croix de Lucie. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it's the Disney villains a la Christmas. So you've got Mother Gothel, the Queen of Hearts, Cruella de Vil, Maleficent, Ursula, and the Evil Queen. Isn't that cute? Just loved it. So, no idea when I will start it. I kind of think this one may be one that I do individually, so that I could maybe finish them as ornaments. I'm not even sure how big these are. It's 11 by 14, so it's like a fat eighth, but... Oh, that's a big pattern. Oh, is that... Oh, they print both sides of the page. Well, that's interesting. Huh. This is going to take some interesting engineering, then. Huh. But it's all DMC. And only a handful of half-cross stitches. Interesting. Ah, okay. Well, it's out of the bag now. So we'll figure out what to do from there. Alright. Then, I got a little bit of surprise haul. First, from Tina Davidson of Stitching Texas, she made me this really pretty ruby slipper needle minder. And it's got a little red jewel on the back to secure it. So I thought that was really cool and nice of her. And then Mandy, from Instagram, made me an Ursula project bag. It's nice and big, which I like. I don't know what project I'm going to put in it yet. It's got a cool little purple dangly-doo. Because obviously for a project bag this awesome, it needs an equally awesome project. So right now I don't have anything going in it. I think, actually, if I start the Princesses of Evil anytime soon, this would be a good project bag for them. But I think probably it's going to end up housing the Disneyland map when I get to that. So, but right now it's naked. And I may decide there may be something in here that I'm going to be like, yeah, we're just going to put this in here. So, we shall see. So thank you for that, Mandy. I really liked it. And she sent me this really cute card. I'm not going to read the card, but it has llamas. I like llamas. My husband really likes llamas. My husband is convinced that we need a llama. We don't need a llama. At least not until we have a house with some land. I don't think a llama would do well in an apartment. neither does Mr. Remy Bear. He's a good boy. They accidentally got left in here with me, so Remy's on the floor. I'll let you see. Ooh. Sorry, I'm probably making you all see. It's like, there's Mr. Wimmy Bill. Say hello, Wimmy Bill. He's so disinterested. And then Phoebe's under there somewhere. Oh. Okay. Sorry if that made y'all sick. Dickle booper. Alright, so that is the haul. So, I guess let's talk about what I stitched this week. So, Sunday was the Stitch Niche Sal. And so I started this. I also used it for the homework this week. It was filled in, of course, I hate Facebook sometimes. Okay. So I used this for homework assignment number 2, FM or E, or 2A, I should say, because it has flowers in it. So here is, oh, nope, that's just the pattern itself. Sorry. So sorry. Oh, crap. Okay. So it's actually, and I think I said it was a Shakespeare needle last week, and I apologize for that. It's actually Milady's needle. It's called May Health and Peace Attend Your Days. So there's the full pattern. I'm stitching it on, it's supposed to be done on parchment by Weeks Dye Works, and I'm using 32. It's the new Weeks Dye Works where they're using the Zweigart fabric, and it's much easier than their original linen was. Not that it would take a lot. And I'm doing it with DMC. There is one error in the chart. If you do the DMC conversion, it calls for 3788, but there is no 3788. It's actually 3778. So, if anyone it wasn't at the Stitch Niche Sal that's doing that one, that's what you need to know. Or if you just liked it and want to do it, you need to know that too. So here's my start. And here it is. May health and peace attend your days, hence the title of it. And I got the start of a little tree. So, my goal for this next month, I'll let you know my goals for February as I do them. My goal for next month is a page finish, potentially 2, because it's actually, the pages are, it's I think like 12 pages, but really they're printed, as you can sort of see, fairly large, so it's possible I may be able to get 2 pages in. But it was really a lot of fun. So it was nice to meet. I got to meet Trish Snipes, and a couple of other people whose names escape me, for the first time, and it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to next month. All right. So then, the first homework assignment was working on the thing that fit the rhyme. So I did, and it was 300 stitches. So I ended up with 302. On Wizard of Oz, which got the bulk, or a good chunk of his tunic done. It got the straw done. So my goal is to finish this next month. I may not make it. It may be March before I finish it, but my goal is to try and finish it next month. Goop. Alright, so boop. Okay. Then, for the second one, I worked on Summer Patchwork. We got a little over 100 stitches on it for the roses that are in it. And my goal here, I still hope to get one more motif in this month and then 2 motifs next month. So I did the little flowers down at the bottom. All right. Then the next part was Nutcracker. I did 100 stitches. My goal is still to finish the top and do one corner, although I may not make that this month. So there we go. Here's where I'm at. I did finish all of the main stitching and start in on back stitching. So I can at least finish the top because it's back stitching and it won't take all that long. So my goal next month is going to be to do another corner and a side. But we'll see. Then the last part was supposed to be, it was classified as a boring whip, and I don't find this whip boring at all, but I struggled because there was a lot of green in it. So we had to do 400 stitches, so I did my 400 and then I went ahead and finished it on out. But I got part 1 of Pride and Prejudice done. So there it is. I did discover that on this side, this little motif here is a half stitch off. So I have to decide when I do part 2, which is my goal next month, if I want to just leave it or if I want to go ahead and frog it. And we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But there we go. Whee. Netherfield Park is let at last. Okay. Alright, so then I did my last extra credit, which was, I watched Meet the Robinsons for one of the extra credits. But I did my last extra credit, and this one was one that had to be related to the It's a Small World ride. So I related it because it's very similar to Mary Blair's art style for Words to Live By. Very similar to Mary Blair's art style, and she designed It's a Small World. So here we go. I got the banner finished, yay! I got the sun started to be filled in, and I got a couple of the mountains done. So my goal next month, I want to finish the sun and the mountains, for sure, and get started on the balloon. So that's the goal there. Because then once I do that, it should move pretty quickly. Because once that's done, then I've just got the little river and the village and then the border. This was a very intense sell. Alright, then I worked on Paradise Lost. My goal this month was a page, or a half page finish. I'm not going to quite make a half page. But here's where I got. So I got a good portion of the top part of the tree done. So there we go. There is still time this month. Goal-wise, I've got that left to do. So it's going to depend a lot on what our homework prompt ends up being. More on that to come shortly. And then started Pride and Prejudice. So, or not Pride and Prejudice, Three Musketeers. So here it is. I've got the fleur-de-lis to finish, and then 3 little medallions here. So I will most likely have this finished by the time lunch is ready to be eaten. And then we'll move on to something different. I don't know what yet, though. But this is on teal from Fortnite Fabrics. It's 18 count Aida. It's actually really lovely Aida. I really, really like it. They have a Facebook group. Their Fabric of the Month is closed currently. The train of thought just slipped. Fabric of the Month is closed, but they do auctions every other week, and I think this is a week for an auction. So head on over there and try and win you some fabric, because it's really, really very nice fabric. I've really enjoyed working on it. And I really love, and it's actually really awesome. This is actually pretty true to how it looks. So that doesn't happen often with teals. But I really love this piece so far. Look at those fleur-de-lis. Can't wait to get more of them done. So, yeah. And I was doing the mini, but then she showed the full, so I caved in doing the full. But I think it'll help that this one's in 4 parts. And I think what also derailed me a little with Pride and Prejudice was it started, and then I tried Darktober, which meant I didn't work on it, and then I got out of the cycle. So we'll just catch up now. All right. So this week's homework, a wheel will be spun. We've got 4 different prompts. A wheel will be spun, and we have to do 300 stitches on that prompt. So, prompt number 1, something you would wear or find at a Halloween party. So I pulled out, we're going to do Nevermore for it. If that's the one chosen. Because there's bats, and you can dress as a bat for Halloween. It's also technically a Ouija board, and a lot of people will do Ouija boards at Halloween parties. So here's where I'm at. Most likely, knowing me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of the prompts, even if that's the only one picked. Just so that I can hopefully check off the rest of my goals. Because this is one I haven't gotten to get to yet. So, bats will be done for sure. Something cold is Nutcracker. There's a Christmas tree with some snow under it, and the Nutcracker is set at Christmas. There's also a snowflake. Something underground. This could be plants with roots. You don't necessarily have to see what's underground. So for that, I picked With the Needle, excuse me. And I'll get 300 stitches in on it. Because I've got lots of grass. There's corn, there's pumpkins. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. Flowers, there's a lot of undergroundy things. So my goal for this month is still grass and sky in this middle piece. My goal for next month will be determined after I see how far I get this month. So, all right. Something involving a button. Some are patchwork, because they're the buttons on it. Oh, and that's it. So those are the only 4 prompts for the week. So the wheel will be spun, we'll find out what we're stitching on, and then we'll go from there. Which leaves my last 2 pieces to show you for goals. So on City Mouse, Country Mouse, my goal is going to be to finish to do the leaves. Because there's leaves kind of all around them, and I may go ahead and do the wheat and such that's above them, but definitely the leaves. And then Jack's Halloween Dream. My goal next month as well. Well, and obviously Modern Folk Embroidery, it's going to be part 2. Three Musketeers, part 2. Stitch Knit, I said my goal is a page finish. So Jack's Halloween Dream, because the second clue is just as big as the first clue, I divided it into 3, so I'm going to work on 1 corner. And I think I'm going to do this corner. So, and there's Mrs. Phoebe. There's a Phoebe. Do you want to come here? You can come here, it's okay. Oh, no, you're going to go back down to your office. Okay. She likes to hang out under the bed. And she gets a little paranoid when we're back here, and you try to get her to come out because she thinks we're going to make her take a bath. So, yeah. So that is next month's goals. We're reading a Disney villain book, so we're going to get a little darker themed topics. That should be interesting. So yeah. So anyhow, that's kind of it for me this week. Don't be afraid to drop me some Q&A, because you know I love that. And I will see y'all next time.